Greetings and good day. This is Coach Veronica Marie. I am a fitness coach, a nutrition coach, an emotional wellness coach, and a feminine wisdom mentor. And I am passionate about helping you live a healthy and happy life. So if you're new to this channel, welcome. I am not streaming on YouTube. I'm streaming from another system, so I cannot see your comments, but please do leave them, especially if you're listening to the replay. You can find me on my website at veronicamarie.com. You can get my recent ebook entitled Self Intimacy, A Beginner's Guide to Self Discovery there at veronicamarie.com. And I'm going to jump right on in. The topic today is new relationship energy. Is it healthy? Right? Because I find in my own personal experience and also observing the experiences of others, a lot of people have trouble discerning whether or not the new relationship or the new connection has the potential for relational health and longevity. And so I figured a talk would be nice about it. So, in my opinion, here's my opinion, and everyone has their own, right? In my opinion, the beginning stages of getting to know a person should be characterized by qualities of openness and curiosity and newness, communication and assessing for alignment through conversation and experiences. In my opinion, relational ease feels light, it feels free, it feels enjoyable. So during these stages, I noticed that at times people get into a relationship with the idea of where they want it to go. Number one, before they even know the person, to even understand if the person is able to go where this person would like to go or build what this person would like to build. Number one, before they even know. Am I saying you always need to wait a certain amount of time and such? No, because I believe in soul-led existence, right? But I want to talk in the practical realm right now. I'll come back and do another talk on being led by the soul. Right now, I want to give you some practical um, observations, practical suggestions, things to explore. So, a lot of times people have this idea of what they want. Either they wanted the thing before they met the person, or they met the person and decided that this person could fit the role. The role could be relationship, the role could be marriage, the role could be friendship, or anything. They do this without knowing if the person has the capacity to exhibit the qualities they desire. So I think it's a good idea to begin any new connection with a firm idea of what you desire, right? And in my recent ebook, I draw the distinction between desire and need. So right now, I'm not talking about a need, your needs. I'm talking about your desires to create with another individual. You need to know what you desire, and you need to know it in a very tangible way, a way that you can verbalize it. Number one, if you cannot verbalize it, then how are you communicating with clarity? The other thing about verbalizing is when you take the time to develop some verbiage around what you desire, then you bring that into your seen and felt existence, right? And so you know what that feels like when you have taken the time to think at depth about what you desire to create with another person, what you desire to experience. If you start off with that clarity, then you won't or will be less likely to have the pitfall of getting farther along in the connection and thinking to myself, oh my God, what have I done? Does this person have the same desires that you have? And don't assume that they do. Ask. I love to ask people, what does this look like for you? We can talk about a general term like openness, right? And have two very different ideas of what openness looks like. So whenever I'm talking about tangible things, things I desire to create, I want to explain as thoroughly as I can what that looks like for me, what that feels like, and then ask the other person, what do you think about that? Is that something you want? Is that something you desire to create? What do you desire? But if you don't know what you desire and you can't verbalize it and you've never felt it, then you are more likely to get in connections that are not very aligned, right? So those beginning stages of a connection, I'm talking about before you even decide to get in the relationship, again, in my opinion, should be characterized by openness, invitation, clarity, right? Clarity is so important. What is it that you are possibly interested in? I know that we don't know what we're going to become. We don't know each other right now. But what is it that you're ultimately looking for? And what does that look like for you? That's so important. Also, I think it is important during those beginning stages to not move in an energy of lack. Moving in an energy of lack means you becoming possessive. You are moving in expectations that the person doesn't know about. You are looking for red flags and reasons that this is too good to be true. If you think anything is too good to be true, this is a sidebar, it means that your soul is saying, I need more information. Again, if you're thinking anything is too good to be true, that's your soul saying, I need to slow down. I need more information. I need to become more present. I need to become more clearer within myself about my desires and also some of my unresolved past. A lot of times people get in a commitment uh, and before the the foundation has been set. What do I mean by that? If if you get into a highly intense emotional connection, but you don't have the foundation of solid communication, effective communication, then you're going to enter difficulty pretty soon. If you enter into an intensely emotionally invested connection before you have clarity, you're going to probably run into problems very soon. And not always, but again, I'm being very practical here. Am I saying don't go along with emotions, hold back, pull back? No, I'm not saying that. But when you notice your emotions are running high, you need to also tune into these things that I'm talking about. I don't think you need one or the other, emotions or practicality, emotions or logic. I think you need both. And when you are moving in a situation where the emotions are running high and fast, it's wise to assess, okay, we're doing great here, right? What about the other points of alignment? Are there things that kind of raise a brow, things that don't really sit right? Those things need to be talked about. A lot of people don't talk about things that don't sit right or things they don't like early on because they don't want to be seen a certain way. Your soul is saying, I need some clarity around this. And if you don't move in within your soul's questioning, then you're more likely to end up with trouble early on. Then you're trying to resolve conflict without a foundation, without enough heart knowledge. Let's talk about that. Just because you feel intensely emotional about someone in a beautiful way doesn't mean you know who you are dealing with, doesn't mean you know their heart, doesn't mean you understand their character. It doesn't mean that. And I'm talking about on a human practical level. So when you begin to experience conflict, what are you relying upon? If you don't have a real firm idea of the person's heart and the type of person they are, you run the risk of projecting, creating more problems, assuming, creating more problems, disappointment, frustration, blaming, shame, creating more problems. You don't have the ability to connect in over strong memories or strong feelings of groundedness. You connect on the emotional edge, and the emotional edge is beautiful, but it's not enough to create stability within a new connection. So, if you want to create stronger connections, better connections, it's a good idea to hear from your soul, understand how your soul speaks. Don't be afraid to talk about it. To express how you feel is how you feel. And if you suppress and move in ways that are inauthentic to your soul, then you are setting yourself up for problems. When you notice that your emotions are running high and you're feeling very strongly attracted, make sure you're moving, right, in emotion that is sourced from desire and connection rather than attachment. That's a topic for another video. Make sure you have conversations, talk a lot. Many times when you're getting to know a person and you like them so much, the conversation can revolve around the flowery things. Oh my God, me too. I love this. I love being with you. And you forget that there are actual points of alignment that create a foundation for any and every relationship, not just common interests, right? Common interest is beautiful, but there's more. And I don't think we talk about that enough. So I will stop right there. My intention was to give you something practical to move with because we can move on a spiritual plane together, right? We can move on an emotional plane together, but we are also in these human suits with these human brains, right? And with human abilities, capacities, and even limitations, and a human heart that is full of all kinds of things. The scripture says the heart of a man is like a deep well, but a man of understanding can draw it out. How are you drawing anything out if you don't even know how to get into the deep well? You just know how to revolve around common interests. Common interest is beautiful and necessary. Emotional intensity is beautiful and necessary. But remember to bring in these other aspects to be well rounded. My name is Coach Veronica Marie. I offer one on one sessions. You can sign up for those on my website at veronicamarie.com. Let's connect on social media platforms. I'm on TikTok, just hashtag Veronica Marie, also Instagram.